Be starting the Hardy-Wine principle, and this is problem number 1. For 1, the problem states that we have a sample population in which we know that the percentage of the homozygous recessive, which is AA, of the group is 36%, and that's basically equal to Q2, which is found by this formula. P squared is dominant, Q squared is homozygous recessive, and then this one is heterozygous. So now, because we know that the frequency in the population is 36% for homozygous recessive, that our first answer for A, which asks for the frequency, is also 0.36. This is in decimal form, and here we have our 2. Okay. And now, for the second problem, for part B, it's asking the frequency of the A allele. Now, we're going to use this equation to figure out the frequency of the A allele, because this is a homozygous recessive trait. What we're going to do is we're going to take Q2, and we're going to put 36, and we're going to get rid of this squared by squaring, which is going to equal to 0.6. Now, it's important to also realize that there is another equation we're going to be using, which is P plus Q is equal to 1. And we can use this to find the frequency of dominant alleles in the population. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for number C, question C, which is asking the frequency of the A allele in a population. So what we're going to do is we're going to take P, which is going to be equal to 1 minus Q. And we're going to plug in Q, so it'll be P equals 1 minus 0.6, and P is going to be equal to 0.4. Now we're going to do D, which is asking for the frequency of genes AA, which is heterozygous, and AA, which is homozygous dominant. So what we're going to do here is, here we have our heterozygous, and we're going to plug that in, and it's basically going to be 2.4, because that's what we got for our P, and 0.6, because that's what we got for our Q, and that's basically going to equal 0.48. Next, we're going to get, because this is homozygous dominant, we're going to get our P, which was 4, and we're going to square it. Squared it, and when you square it, it's going to equal to 0.16. Now lastly, we're going to do our E, which is asking for the frequency of the dominant alleles in the population. So we know that our recessive alleles are 0.36, and we're going to use the P plus Q equals 1 formula again. So we're basically going to take 1 minus 0.36, and it's going to give us 6.64, which is what we got here.